There's also showing you're there. Simon Kav Ches, Siv Kav Zayin to Lamed Aleph. This is supplemental day 143 of the HaShulchan Yomi cycle. For some reason they're more confused. Chav Zayin. Shana Chachamim. Chachamim taught us, but Mishnah, the Mishnah of Dapei Zayin. Need Damanita's blood which is spurted. Mashnita's Chutzim Makam Shchita is spurted away from the place of the Shchita. B'Shabbos Sakin, and blow it down the knife. Chayav Chasas, you're required to cover it. Amar Yehuda Amos said Amos, when is this true? Bismanche Ein Shem Dam Elahu, when it's only blood available. Aviyeshem Dam Shlu, but there's blood other than that blood. Patan Chasas, you examine covering this blood. Akal Shana Mishnah. End quote from the Mishnah. Teinachiv Chasas Kol Dam Nefesh. So I'm not sure why we didn't say this earlier, Simon, but better late than never, as they say. There's no obligation to cover all of the blood of the soul. For Yotzedecha, you fulfill your obligation. Shemachas, and mixes dam and nefesh, you cover part of the blood of the from which the soul expired. Dam acher midam ashchita. If there's other blood from the blood of shchita available, you don't need the blood which is spurted or the blood on the knife. Also, Rabbi's arguing with Tanakama. We follow Tanakama that feel dam acher tzorchasos. Even that other blood you have to cover. Regama said damanitas, also blood which is spurted. Shalashakin blood and the knife. It's a raivid and the balamor. This feel they hold the achil chasos called dam national obligation to cover all the blood of the soul. I have a rave rabbi saying this feel okay, but most of the rabbis not hold that way. Became pascal but two shahor sif that's psakin to shahor chavches. From the words to there, Mizbar becomes clarified. The it's not even preferable to cover all the blood of the soul. There's blood which is spurted. There's blood which is spurted. There's other blood. You don't have to cover the blood which is spurted. You don't have to cover all the blood. You also do not have to wait to do kisedam till all the blood comes out of the neck. Before it's clear that it's not preferable to wait to cover all the blood. We have to consider this. According to those other rabbis, which you mentioned in the previous sifta, about more, then even after the fact, you have to pursue all the blood. From the Tosis, not peches, it seems that they're inclined to this position. We cannot go upon him. That's the case, it's certainly at least preferable to do that. Especially because in the Bryce and the Gemara there, they hold you do require covering all of the blood of the soul. Okay, maybe most of the rabbis don't hold this way. Levis Pratz is preferable to take these opinions into account. Mariel says as follows: Amari Segal. Segal said, "Mariel Chasos Adam." Adam Tem Shios and Nevesh Adam and Nevesh Gamay Shelo Kedin Osim. So the Mariel was one of the greatest of the Ashkenazi Rishonim poskim, says that's those who make haste and they cover the blood before the Dam and Nefesh came out completely, not conducting themselves appropriately. So that's what we just said. But the same Mariel is brought down in the Darkei Moshe and from the Ramah. It doesn't seem that he actually holds that way Lamaisa, which is suppose we shall see. Chavtes, is what the Ramah writes. Tipin. You should wait until it starts dripping. The Yishachas makes us down and cover part of the blood of the soul. Civil Darkei Moshe, say because of Hashem Mariel, and Darkei Moshe writes in the Mariel. Yes, Shochtim and Mariel Chasos Adam, the Shochtim who make haste to cover the blood. Lo Shapros, they're not doing it appropriate. It's not appropriate. Term Shiotz Adam and Nefesh before the blood of the Nefesh has come out. But Tzasi B'Shchitos Yishal found from an old sefer about shchitos, and when all the blood that is gushing out of the neck ceases, until it starts coming out drip by drip. The Mishnah from this comes the mixas down and ever start lokulo. We don't need part of dam nefesh, not all of it. Now, gam shnivre maril sefer Moshe silver shevet dark Moshe yesh mamish koso kol adam nefesh. Even though you could construe the words from dark maril according to dark Moshe, that means all the dam nefesh. You come kol rabbi Ramah no mefresh kein emes Ramah. That's not all that way. Lam gamika dvarim tmuim. Also, it would be astonishing at its source. I know these drops are dam nefesh and not prior blood. The dam is dam hakaza. If we come to draw a parallel between this and blood, which you draw during bloodletting, increases. It's clear the dam nefesh, the blood which flows out in volume, is the dam nefesh. Geen koos over aan beperkt van Machos as in Kimmel. Die vreemde Iraq Rashi Zal, and evidently that the drops, I guess, could be considered also dam nefesh. It's only according to Rashi and according to Daf Gimel. Taisa Ram Chokim Love, and Taisa Ram argue. He says in brackets, as it's cited by the for sure. Rashi increases does not say that the drops are dam nefesh. No kosa but dam kosa. That's all by dam kosa. Avo dam shchi by the bloodline of dam shchi and deal ahead of Miram. Mishlam the English term nakam dam kosa. Seems that the blood of shchita from the Rambam is not comparable to the blood of bloodletting. All red blood. Which comes down to shchita. It's going to be dam hanefesh ayin sham. Tzarchin says it's not clear. It says in brackets, we explain the Mario means all the blood of the soul, meaning even what comes out later on in the process, and everything would work out fine. Okay, that's I guess the question is where you put how you punctuate the Mario, because it says Yesh Shaktim Mario Chazos Dam Los Shapiros and Kain. There's in 10 shots of Dam Nefesh, right? So that says as used term of Dam Nefesh. But says the Sham Soil Lamtin Achich called Dam Makiluch. So so what is it? Is it that's all the Dam Nefesh, or that's the Dam Nefesh you have to wait for? What's the demarcation point between Kiluach and Tipin? Said prior that dam nefesh stopped previously, or just you can keep going until now because to make sure, or is it now dam nefesh stops? Or is that the dam nefesh after that doesn't matter? Obviously not clear. We already wrote the dam anita sharasak and certainly grow dam v'litain the litain of a malu lamata. Well, we said chavdal where that it's you to scrape away the blood which spurted and the blood on the knife, and put dirt below and above it. If it below it is when it wouldn't spurt onto granular dirt. Okay, so he says, does about 180 here. He says that most poskim that some hold you don't need to scrape. Most poskim don't hold that way, and therefore the blood on the knife is going to be, I guess, considered dam nefesh. Right, makes sense. So therefore, that blood you do have to scrape and do have to cover. Okay, I guess. So in the end, the Arukh HaShulchan is not happy with not doing all the blood, and certainly not happy with the dam nefesh and the sakin not being covered. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we'll stop here for today.